I'm a huge fan of these fabric planters. They allow you to be very creative, and they have absolutely no issue with the freeze thaw cycles just because they're so thin. And if you do a 4-ply or 4-layer on this fabric, nothing will happen to it. It's just incredibly powerful and a real modern alternative to concrete planters. Okay, so this arrow represents a better planter recipe, a better planter recipe mix. So we're moving from 1 to 5, and every time the planter is getting stronger and can survive the freeze thaw issues better. Okay, so number 1 is probably what most people will do. They'll go 1 cement, 5 sand, 2.5 liters of water, and 1 inch thick. So this planter is 1 inch thick. It's got, instead of 3 sand, it has 5 sand. So it's a very soft mix. It's not a rich mix. This planter will have the problem of absorbing water from whatever inside here. If this is filled up with topsoil and this gets watered, this planter doesn't have the ability to keep the water from entering inside the cement mix because it's such a soft mix. Yeah, this is a really good example of the 5-to-1 mix, even though this one's 2 inches thick. But you'll see that they're constantly wet. It doesn't matter if it's not raining outside, it doesn't matter whatever. These planters are constantly wet because there's not enough cement in the mix. This mix here is better. It has 3 sand and only 2 liters of water instead of 2.5 liters of water, and it's 1 inch thick again. But this exaggerated cement to sand ratio, the better ratio, will make this quite strong. It will actually have a better ability to reject water from entering into the concrete planter. Yeah, this is a really good example of 1 to 3 mix, 1 inch thick. It's interesting when you add color to these planters, they tend to get a little bit more strength as well because the color usually has all kinds of chemicals in it as well. So remember, when you're adding color to your planter, it will get stronger. Number 3, we have the difference of adding 1 handful of fibers. So we're doing everything the same. We have cement, we have sand, we have 2 liters of water, and we have a big handful of fibers. What happens now is, even if this planter were to crack from the freeze-thaw cycle, it won't split open. It'll stay together for maybe another 2 years, 1 year, whatever it may be. This will be a much stronger mix because of the additional fibers that were added to this. Here's a really good example of a polypropylene fiber enriched cement planter that is 3/4 of an inch thick. It will most likely survive any freeze thaw just because of the handful of polypropylene fibers that are inside here. Number 4, we have everything the same, but we've gone from 1 inch thick to 2 inches thick. So this is going to be a much stronger planter just by having the extra inch for the freeze thaw cycle to have to break 2 inches open instead of 1 inch open. This is a very interesting planter. It has lots of cement in it. I think it might be 2-to-1. It looks very rich to me. The water does nothing to this. It's raining heavy outside right now, and it's not absorbing the water from any direction. And it has that perfect shape, that pear shape that will push anything up so that it doesn't, the pressure on the sides of the planters. Number 5, this is our real chemically loaded planter that is the best suitable for freeze thaw temperatures. 1 cement, 3 sand, 1 liter of water, but we're using 3 handfuls of fiber instead of 1 handful. We're going 2 inches thick again, so both these are 2 inches thick. But here's the big difference. We're using water reducer. So we can go from 2 liters of water in this mix to 1 liter of water. We can reduce the water by 50% by using the water reducer. Now we're adding a tablespoon of air entrainment. So what the air entrainment does inside the mix, it'll put millions of little bubbles, air bubbles inside this mix, inside the walls of the cement planter. And these little air bubbles, what they do is they absorb, they're like shock absorbers. They will absorb the pressure that is being applied from your planters. It'll absorb this pressure a lot better because these little air bubbles have the ability to act like shock absorbers, and the pressure, the fractures, the pressure has somewhere to go. So it'll travel from this air bubble to that air bubble and not split the planter. The air bubbles will be absorbing that additional pressure. So this mix, this, freeze thaw mix with these 2 additional chemicals and the extra 2 handfuls of fiber will make this planter survive almost any type of freeze thaw energy that is applied against it. So you can see here, the secret to this whole thing is you want to keep as much water, you want to keep the water from entering the pores of the planter. So every step of the way we've reduced the pressure or the ability for the water to enter the concrete itself. So if you can keep the concrete dry, and I have a couple of planters that I've made that are completely dry. They don't absorb anything, and it's because it's closer to a mix like this where you're exaggerating the structural integrity of the planter, but you're also making it so tight and so functional with the air entrainment that the freeze thaw can't attack this. Without the air entrainment, you're really trying to get the water not to enter the concrete. So you could seal it from the inside. There's many ways to keep this water out. I'm not a big fan of the sealer because I've seen a lot of spalling occur with that. But if you can make a richer mix that is stronger, that is denser, and don't fool yourself, the air entrainment doesn't take away from the density of this mix. The mix is super strong and super dense. The only difference is it has millions of little air bubbles that are added additionally. They're not really interfering with the structural integrity of this planter. They're adding to it by having these little air bubbles. So if you're mixing your planters, add additional cement. Reduce the water as much as you can. Be generous with the fibers. And there's one thing I always have to preach over and over again. Don't mix your concrete with a shovel. Don't mix it with a spoon or whatever. I see so many videos where people are mixing the concrete with their hands. Put some energy in your concrete. Get it mixing vigorously with a really powerful mixing drill or a cement mixer. You have to mix these materials together in such a way that they're completely mixed so perfectly that every element is in every square inch of this planter. You can't have, air entrainment here and you have polypropylene fibers over here, you don't have any here. You need to mix that cement or concrete, you need to mix that concrete so powerful that the energy that is put into the mix ends up inside the planter itself. So energy in equals energy out. Make sure you have a good mixer. Make sure you mix it incredibly well, and you'll have no problem with freeze-thaw cycles if you're exaggerating your mix. An exaggerated mix is the best defense against freeze-thaw damage.
If your planter always looks dry, you've done a great job of protecting it from the freeze-thaw cycle.
Yeah, there's something I really have to additionally add to this scenario of the freeze-thaw strength of a planter, and that is the planter's shape itself. So if the planter has the upward movement, meaning that there's a slope on here, like this slope, That means when this topsoil freezes, it's going to push not only against the planter, but it's also going to come out of the planter. All of us have seen planters where this soil level keeps getting higher in the winter because it's pushing upwards. So this planter has a really good shape to prevent the freeze thaw from attacking the outer walls. A perfectly square or 90-degree angle planter is going to have less tolerance towards freeze thaw because there's very little upwards movement. These planters are going to be forced on the sides, so the topsoil that's inside the planter is going to push directly against the outer edges of this planter and possibly even on the bottom. Now, this rectangular planter is probably one of the weakest ones. You'll find them bowing out after a winter. They'll, maybe still be together because of the fiberglass or whatever it is, or the polypropylene, but they will receive most of the pressure in the exact middle of the shape. So if you have like a trough planter on your balcony, the pressure is going to occur in the middle of this planter. Round shapes are very good because it's completely equal. The pressure basically is everywhere, and it's like reduced because it's equally pushing against the walls. So this is a really good planter with this shape. If you had a round planter with this upward movement, that would be probably the strongest planter you could actually buy or build. Now, another big thing that I've noticed over my years with this is that if you exaggerate the base of the planter, like even if you have this very weak shape, this rectangular shape or square shape, if you have a little bit thicker of a base on the bottom where you're putting your drainage holes, if that's a little bit thicker, the planter will survive a lot better by having the extra strength at the very bottom. So just remember, it is really important to figure out the best shape and the best mix. If you combine the best mix with the best possible shape, that gives you the ultimate planter for to survive the freeze thaw cycle. Yeah, this is a number 4 planter on the list. It is the only difference is it's not 2 inches thick; it's only 1 inch thick. But it has lots of polypropylene fiber. You can see them coming through, and it's also a very, very strong mix, like a 3-to-1 mix. And the water, even though it's raining outside, the water does not enter this concrete. That's the big difference with a mix like this. This one's been in the garden for 2-3 years. It's showing some moss growing on it and some energy from organic matter growing on the outside. 2 inches thick, super strong, probably a 3-to-1 mix, and this caging inside it. This one here has quite a bit of dish soap in the mix. It's 2 inches thick, probably a number 4, and on the list, super strong, and this will survive any freeze thaw issues whatsoever.